Welcome back, I'm Felix, and I'm reacting to defunct stores. A lot of times it's like local regional stores, not necessarily national brands. And I wanted to see if I recognized any of them. Alright, let's see what we got here.
There are many stores that were a big part of our childhood, while others were ones that we enjoyed as adults. A good number of those stores are no longer a part of our shopping experience. The retail landscape has changed considerably over the years. Places like Walmart, Target, and Amazon have all put pressure on some of these older stores and forced some to close forever. In this video, we will have a look back at some of the stores that we wish were still around.
As of right now, I am not recognizing anything. I wonder how old these stores are they're looking at.
McCroy's was a Pennsylvania-based five-and-dime store that was founded in 1882
I do not recall that one. I'm pretty old, and I don't recall that one.
by John Graham McCroy. At their height, they operated more than 1,300 stores across the United States. By the 1990s, they were having some financial trouble, and they filed for bankruptcy in 1992. Throughout the rest of the decade, they were closing store after store. In 2002, McCroy's ceased operations completely. TG&Y was another five-and-dime store that later grew into larger discount stores. They began in Oklahoma in 1935.
So yeah, I had a feeling it's going to be regional. I don't recognize that one either. I'm hoping one or two pop up here I recognize.
Many people nicknamed
Worst part is I live around Pennsylvania.
the store Turtles, Girdles, and Yo-Yos because they really did not know what the letters TG&Y stood for. They were
I know Kroger.
the first letters of the founders' last names: Tomlinson, Goslin, and Young. At their peak, they operated 920 stores in 29 different states. In 1986, they were acquired by the McCroy stores, who slowly started phasing them out. David Green left a supervisory position with TG&Y and went on to start the Hobby Lobby store, which you may know today. Ben Franklin was a store that was named after Ben Franklin himself. They modeled their business around his famous saying, "A penny saved is a penny earned."
That kind of sounds familiar. Again, not 100%. I'm serious. I hope I recognize at least one or two stores in here.
Boston in 1877 and eventually grew to 2,500 stores nationwide. Sam Walton, who later founded Walmart, got his start in retail operating a Ben Franklin store. Many of the stores that once dotted the map are now closed, but there are still a few stores that are still operating. But for most people, they haven't seen one in operation in years. Sprouse Wright's was a West Coast staple in the Pacific Northwest. They began in 1909, and at their peak they had more than 470 stores in 11 states. In the 1980s, sales were declining,
Only Sprouse I know is from Sweet Life of Zach and Cody.
so the retailer changed the name to Sprouse with the hopes of reviving the brand. Unfortunately, this did not work out as planned, and all of the stores went defunct in 1994. S.H. Kress was a staple on many American main streets because of its ornate architecture. It was founded in 1896.
Okay. I am not recognizing any. Okay. I'm just going to take a quick peek here. Okay, there might be some more in there. I'll stick it out and see what happens. Oh man.
Soon grew across the country. During the Civil Rights Movement, Kress became a target because of their decision to exclude African Americans from their lunch counters. In the same exact decade, they began moving the city-centered stores into shopping malls. In 1981, McCrory Stores acquired Crest Stores and continued to operate
I'm beginning to see why McCoy's had financial problems. They were buying all these stores and probably didn't have the money to buy them.
some until McCrory's went out of business. W.T. Grant was a chain of mass merchandise stores that opened in Massachusetts in 1906. In the early 1970s,
All right, I'm going to take a bet. McCoy acquired them.
there were about 1,200 stores that dotted main streets across the United States. In 1976, the company declared bankruptcy, and at the time it was the second largest bankruptcy in United States history. All of the stores went out of business the same year.
Oh, they didn't get acquired. Okay, Bed Bath & Beyond I do know.
Beyond was an American big box retail chain that started in 1971. They became the place to go when you needed some home goods, and especially so if it was a hard-to-find item. However, the company failed to alter their business model, and they just could not compete with the internet companies. The last Bed Bath & Beyond stores closed in 2023 after facing financial troubles. G.C. Murphy was a chain of five and
Okay, I know two. I know Murphy. Oh man, now they're starting to get in the ones I know. I do remember Murphy's.
dime or variety stores that began in 1906 in the Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania area. It was founded by George Clinton Murphy, who managed several McCrory stores prior to starting his own business. The stores saw success during the Great Depression, and it helped them to become one of the largest five and dime stores in the U.S. In 1985, G.C. Murphy stores were acquired by Ames Department Stores and were next acquired by McCrory's in 1989.
I should have made the bet again. McCoy, you shouldn't be buying stuff. And I do know Ames went out of business. I wonder if that's going to be on the list.
G.C. Murphy's, of course, went under when McCrory's went out of business. J.J. Newberry's was founded by John Josiah Newberry in 1911 after he worked at the S.H. Crest for 12 years. By 1961, the company had 565 stores across the U.S. In 1972, McCrory Stores purchased the chain and continued.
Seriously, McCoy, you went out of business because you were buying businesses that were going out of business. Maybe you shouldn't have bought them.
In the 1990s, the stores started facing financial troubles, and they were slowly closed out until they were completely gone when McCrory's closed in 2002. K&B Drugs was a pharmacy chain that began in New Orleans, Louisiana in 1905.
When I saw the K&B, I was thinking the root beer, A&W root beer for some reason.
They were extremely popular in the region, and they eventually grew to 186 stores in 6 states. The drugstore became known for their cream cheese ice cream, Yindis beer, and purple signage. Unfortunately, they began to struggle in the mid-1990s, and Rite Aid acquired all of the locations. Some were converted to Rite Aid, while others were demolished. Most people are familiar with some sort of dollar store, but did you ever see the 99-cent store? They had an extensive range of products that were all priced under $1. If you were on a budget, then this was the place to go. In April of 2024, the company closed all 371 locations, which marked...
Yes, I do know the 99-cent store. What they should have done is just change the model, like under $2 or something like that.
...end of an era. J. Jacobs was a clothing retailer that began in downtown Seattle in 1941, and it was named after the founder. A decade after the first store was opened, a second location was established. A decade after the second one was opened, a third location was then opened. By the end of the 80s, there were 179 stores in 13 states, and by 1993, there were 288 locations. But soon after, the sales started to drastically fall and the chain went under in 1999. Robinson's May was a prominent department store chain that was formed when the merger of Robinson's and May department stores combined.
The name looks familiar, like I've seen that writing that name, but I don't remember the store.
They were known for their wide range of apparel, accessories, home goods, and beauty products. In 2006, they were acquired by Macy's, who closed or converted all of the locations. Levitt's Furniture was a prominent furniture retailer that began in 1910 by Richard Levitz in Pennsylvania. They offered a wide selection of stylish furniture at affordable prices. In 2007, the company faced financial difficulties and was forced to file bankruptcy. Sadly, this furniture store was closed for good in 2008 after nearly 100 years in business.
That furniture, I've seen that furniture in real life. It's not pretty. It's not comfortable to sit on. It's hideous.
Otasco was a retailer of automotive and household goods that first opened in 1918 in Okmulgee, Oklahoma.
The name looks familiar. I wonder if they had an emblem.
It was founded by 3 Lithuanian brothers who then decided to move the company headquarters to Tulsa in 1925. Their business model was largely based on offering a credit plan for its variety of auto parts and appliances. By 1968, Otasco's could be found across 12 states and had 455 stores. The company as a whole closed.
Look like Waffle House lettering. Maybe they should have joined Waffle House.
1992, but there is still one Otasco open in Beaver, Oklahoma, which is in the Panhandle. Western Auto was an auto parts and accessories retailer that began in Kansas City in 1909. It started out as a mail-order business that specialized in auto parts. The first store opened in 1921 and offered auto parts.
Well, so much for recognizing stores, because now I don't recognize any of these stores. Western Auto, though, does sound familiar. It might be similar to another name I've heard.
Parts and accessories. As cars became more popular, it contributed to the company's success and
Ooh, maybe I'm thinking about Western Union. That's the only thing I can think of.
growth. At their peak, they had more than 1,200 company-owned Western Auto locations and more than 4,000 franchise stores that were located in small towns. Western Auto met its end in 2003 following a merger with Advanced Auto.
I do know Advance Auto. Seriously, I'm not recognizing any of these stores anymore. So I was right. These are regional stores. Not, at least not what I consider national brands.
Dress Barn was opened in 19...
Oh, spoke too soon. I know Dress Barn. My wife, I don't think ever shopped there, but I do know the name.
in Connecticut. They were a women's clothing retailer that dominated the market until the rise of online shopping and the changing consumer preferences. In 2019, they closed for good after several years of struggling to stay open. Even though some of these stores are no longer around, we will always remember them. Perhaps they were places that we visited.
Well, that was interesting. I wasn't sure if I was going to recognize any of them. And I recognize some, but not all of them. All right, don't forget to like and subscribe. And sorry for the noise. My neighbor's building a new porch. And you guys take care. Bye.